Hey guys, you are about to watch an episode of Code Bytes, but before we actually get into today's content, I just want to let you guys know that this video was supposed to be last week's upload, but I completely forgot to do it. And so, luckily for me though, I actually made the recording. So hopefully you guys can forgive me. This is a catch up, which means that this week you'll have 2 tutorial uploads for Code Bytes. Going forward from there, I would also like to tell you guys to watch the video all the way to the end because I have a couple of announcements to make and then share with you guys and get your feedback on. So hopefully I will see you guys at the end, and if I don't, well, hopefully you learned something today. So thank you guys so much for watching. Enjoy the video. Hey guys, my name is Blaze, and if I haven't met you already, welcome to your first video for Code Bytes. Otherwise, welcome back to all my viewers. In this video, we're going to do a... where'd it go? We're going to do a melee system, actually. And I realized that a lot of people have made melee combat videos, but not all of them have sort of used things like attack and defense stats of the objects and things like that. So this one is going to be a little bit more advanced than some of my other tutorials, and maybe it will be a little more advanced and a little more complicated for in comparison to other melee combat videos, but I think this is for the better. To be absolutely honest with you guys, as programmers, you should be constantly challenging yourself and stepping up. So here's what we're going to, I'm going to show you how I programmed this. I have tried to make it as beginner friendly as possible, but obviously not everything will go according to plan. So here we go. If I press the attack key, which is space, we're going to actually deal damage depending on our attack stat and the enemy's defense stat. So here we have a defense of 2, we have attack of 4, and they have HP 3, deals 2 damage. If they have defense of 4, we're actually not going to be able to do any damage because, I mean, 4 minus 4 is 0. And that's essentially how I calculate damage. So if we like scroll through some of these stats now, I'm just trying to generate some reasonable stats here. Yeah, I think this is fine. You see that we do damage depending on, you know, how much, what our stats are, which I think makes more sense when you're making something like an action RPG, to have, especially if you have different weapon classes and things like that. So I don't know. This is probably, yeah, like I said, more advanced, but also at the same time more complicated. So what are we going to need? Well, the first thing I'm going to have to ask you guys to do is, if you haven't already, go watch Heartbeast's tutorial video on doing state machines inside of GameMaker, because he did that. And unfortunately, I'm not using my tutorial project. I'm actually using a portfolio project that I'm sort of creating a game in, just for my portfolio though. And I figured this is something different, I think, and I should totally show you guys how I got to making this melee system. So here we go. We're going to use this tile size of 32, which is actually going to be our offset. Okay, so just to move things along quickly, my tile size is my offset. So when you hear offset, just keep that in mind. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to need actually is a base class. So this is a parent object for both the player and all of our enemies. Okay, so as long as you have that in mind, then everything should be smooth sailing. Alright, we're going to first create our stats. So we're going to generate our stats based on either randomness for the enemies or something set for the player, or however you want to go about doing that. But in our initialized state, we actually generate our health, attack, defense, and our ability stats. But really for this, you just need to keep in mind the defense and attack, really, and the health, of course. But attack, defense, and health, that's all you need to know, and that's where we generate it, in the create event of the parent class. And then we're setting our current state to be idle. Now, next to it, it says temporary. So again, keep that in mind as well. And I will open that because that's where we will be going to next, actually. In the next line here, you can see it's labeled as public. We have a variable, a bool, that we're calling hit, and we're setting that to false for obvious reasons. And then damage in, we're going to set that to 0 because we don't want them to take any damage at the moment. In the step event, we're going to execute the current state, which is here. And of course, if our health is less than or equal to 0, then we're going to destroy the instance. And then here we go. At the animation end for the organic, if we're idle, we're doing nothing. Again, it's a temporary thing, so nothing's really going to happen anyway. And then if we're in the state hurt event, then we're going to circle back into idle. And then we're going to set hit to false. I will get to state hurt soon enough, but for now, just write that down or keep it in your head. What I want to focus on here is the current state. So here in idle, if we are hit, again, that variable there, so if hit equals true, then we're going to reset whatever animation we're playing, and then we're going to calculate damage. So if we go to the calculate damage script, it takes a damage intake and a defense rating. Our defense rating is our defense, the calling instance's defense. Which in this case, now that I look at it, probably doesn't actually need an actual, you don't need to tell it to set a defense. You can probably just use the actual defense rating of whoever called this function or this script. And then we're going to take an amount and we're going to tell it to say, hey, well, the damage in minus our defense. And then that's going to give us an amount. Make sure that the amount is not less than 0. And then we're going to tell it, all right, if it's 0 or greater, then health minus, we're going to take away the amount from our health. Simple. Hopefully it's simple. So that's it. That's really all that calculate damage does. But if you look here at the animation end event, you've got here two choices. Okay, you can make two choices here. You can either calculate damage at the start before you actually play the hurt animation, or you can play it after. Either or, it's up to you guys. This is the way that I've made it so that it's easy for beginners to read. I'm well aware that you can actually have it in the state hurt event, but or state hurt script, but I wanted to make sure that everybody else sort of took that into account. So make sure that you know, make a choice, make a design choice. It's up to you guys, of course. And I'll get rid of all that, so we know now that that's what it does. Here is the actual, where we're actually going to be doing all of the damage and everything like that. Now keep in mind that this has the damage in variable because that's going to be important, and the hit variable too. Now those two are very important. But here for the hitbox, we're going to, this is the actual thing that will interact with other objects to tell it that, hey, I just did melee damage to you. The creator here is, we're going to store the ID of who made the hitbox. So the hitbox is basically, the ID is the unique number given to each and every single object in a scene. All right, that's essentially all that it does. And we're going to default our damage value to 1. When the hitbox collides with anything that is an organic, if the other .id is not the same as the creator, then you have essentially got to tell that other object that, hey, I hit you. And then, of course, that runs the hit function. So if hit, then calculate damage. And we're going to set the damage in variable for that other object to be the damage variable for the damage amount that we're dealing. But obviously, if the hitbox's default is just 1, then what if we call and we say, hey, the damage value is going to be 0? Well, we need to override that. How do we do that? We do that actually in the state attack. So from state main, this is like the base state that all the other states go into. So from the state main, if we press the key attack, we'll go into state attack. And here, this is the actual important bit. This stuff is not important to this tutorial. So from here downwards, if we have a look at image index, so if our frame is between 1 and 2, if it doesn't already exist, we're going to create a hitbox with that offset. Okay, so we're going to add an offset to it. The hitbox creator, we're going to store our ID. So if the player created it, then the player's ID will be stored as the creator. And that's checked inside of the hitbox collision event, right? So if it's not the same as the ID, then it's going to deal damage to that other object. And then we're going to set the damage value to our attack. So if a player's attack is, say, 4, 5, or 6, then we're going to set the damage value to 4, 5, or 6. At the same time, if the enemy creates it, then obviously it's not going to hurt itself, but it is going to tell it to set its damage value to whatever attack the enemy attack value is. That's really all it is. Like, for the complexity or the amount of scripts that are actually in this, it's actually a very simple system. So I hope that you guys learned something. If you have, then great, awesome. Hit that red subscribe button because that's really important. But if not, then that's okay too. That's why I'm letting you guys ask me questions. I do my best to answer them. Assuming you have asked in either English or Japanese, I can understand both very well. So, you know, just ask me the questions. And if you guys would like to learn something from me, then I'm open to doing requests. Just keep in mind that I do have 3 requests actually. Or no, sorry, just 2 requests. One is a leveling system, and another one is, I think this one is like an ability tree or a skill tree, something like that. I'm not really sure about that, but one is definitely XP and leveling up. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna get other requests in, but if you guys have any, then don't be afraid to ask. I'll do my best to make a video for that. In any case, guys, that's all for me. It's lunchtime. It's just about lunchtime, so I'm kind of hungry. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye, guys. All right, so you've made it all the way to the end. I just want to say congratulations. You've got patience. But the things that I actually want to share with you guys today is, if you look in the description below for this video, and from all the videos starting from here on out, you'll notice that I have an affiliate link for CelebVM. If you guys don't know what CelebVM is, they are basically personalized video messages tailored specifically for whatever you guys want. So whether it's for yourself, for somebody else, birthday, anniversary, congratulations for graduating from university or college, then these videos are a perfect gift for them, especially with the kind of price that you can get them with, right? Instead of buying somebody an iPhone, you can just buy them a $15 personalized video from their favorite celebrities. So there you go. And if you use my link, which is again in the description below, then I get a small commission from it. It's not that much, but it helps me out. Of course, it helps even more if you guys share that link with everybody that you know too, so that everybody can learn about CelebVM and all these other people that they can share with. Everybody benefits, right? If you share it, right? Sharing is caring. But the actual other thing that I want to make known to you guys is that Code Bytes is going to be going down a new direction. from here on out. I've noticed that a lot of the topics that I cover or that I want to cover can be used in all these other game engines. So if you've watched any of my other tutorial videos, you'll know that I use Unity as well as Unreal on top of using Game Maker. So from here on out, I'm going to be using those 3 videos, and 1 tutorial video will be those 3 engines or something like that, unless of course it's very specific to an engine, in which case I will let you guys know. But that's all for me, guys. If you want to order something from CelebVM right now, then you can click that link below. You can order a video straight away. Or if you guys just want to help me out, then you can do so by sharing that affiliate link with everybody that you know. Just share it around, share it on Facebook, on Twitter, because that really helps me. Make sure that you do at me. Make sure that you tag me in your post, right? It's at BlazeArts. Don't forget, all my links are there in the description as well. So hopefully I can see you guys in the next video. And if I don't, then that's okay. But if you guys want to see more stuff, then you guys know what to do. Hit that like and subscribe button and share this video. Anyway, guys, that's all for me. It's lunchtime. I'm hungry, and I will see you guys later. Bye.